All right. Hello, everyone. Beautiful people, autism families, autism friends, autism professionals. Thank you so much for what you do. Welcome to Making Lemonade with Autism. I am Abdullahi's mom, Idol. Um, I, I kind of, it's been interesting because I wanted to finish and document the journey that we had in raising autism awareness in my own journey with my own son. But TikTok, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm tech challenged completely, um, I I think I heard that it allows you to put 10-minute videos, and so it's been just hard to do 10 minutes and then cut it off, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have time for this again. So I'm just gonna do the video and then just put a little snips in TikTok, and then people who want to watch the whole thing, who are interested, who have either children with autism, who work in the field, who like history, who like documentation, you can just check our channel, Making Lemonade with Autism, in YouTube. And I don't really know how to, there's some algorithm or something to make people be aware of your channel. I don't really know how to do that. If anybody knows how to do that, comment. And I'm also supposed to ask you to please comment, like, is the other word subscribe? So whatever you can to help is fine. I appreciate it. Nevertheless, this is just to document. This is just for our own benefit, our own journey. So anyway, so picture it, right? Estelle Getty, played by Estelle Getty plays Sophia in The Golden Girls. I'm old school. We are now late 2000s. To put things into context, the Governor Plenty's here. Amy Klobuchar, I believe, is a senator. Norm Coleman is a senator. He's a Democrat. He's a Republican. She's a Democrat. Plenty is a Republican. And we have not yet gone to the state legislature, so I don't really know who was in charge at that time. I do know that they switch back and forth here in Minnesota, and they're right now they're tight. And I'll do another video about people who want to advocate in the state legislature, like what it means, because you have to pay attention to the politics in order to be a policy advocate. It comes from politicians, and Minnesota is very tight politically. It can go back and forth, either party. So at any rate, we have asked Governor Plenty to help us. His office, Brian Leclerc, his policy advisor, one of his policy advisors, has been just really awesome. And so we also wanted to see if we can get some media attention, particularly the local media. We thought we'd start with, because if you Googled back then autism in Somali community, there was nothing. There was honestly like nada. I think there was one research done in Sweden which said it was due to lack of vitamin D, and that Somali kids born in Sweden also had a disproportionate rate of autism. It makes you think, what does Minnesota and Sweden have in common? A lot. I think the weather, the people, it's very much similar, because people who are here are people who migrated from the Scandinavian countries, including Sweden. And so we thought, could we get some media attention? Could we raise awareness through the media? And we wrote a script, basically said the same thing. And we read that script. Hodan Sal and I took turns. We called different media outlets, and the Somali media was really kind. Siad, was really nice. What was the other one? Universal Meet TV, I think it was called, by Abdimalik Askar. He's a doctor now, Dr. Abdimalik Askar. That's awesome. So we've had a few Somali media outlets, which some of them still exist, that were very kind to us and cover our stories in Somali for the Somali community. And so we started calling the three, some of the main news outlets here: CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox, channel 4, 5, 7, and 9, I believe. And then we called Minneapolis Tribune, and then we called Pioneer Press. And we just say the same thing. We take turns. We say, hey, have you heard of autism being high in Somali kids born in Minnesota? Are you interested in covering that story? And we heard, no, haven't heard, not interested, don't have the space, don't really know, we're not gonna cover it, which is, fine. They have the prerogative to do that. But we just stayed at it, and we changed our tactic a little bit. We thought maybe we can connect with reporters whose children were similar age as ours. Then sometimes when people have something in common, then sometimes you are able to connect because you have something in common. So we thought we connect with reporters who were having children at that time, or sometimes grandparent reporters. Like one reporter was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to be a grandmother soon. Yeah, I might be interested in autism." So we changed our tactic to see if we can get reporters who have something in common with us, particularly children. And we kept calling. We still heard a lot of no's. And finally, lo and behold, one day, Mike Kabuta, a man by the name of Mike Kabuta, answers the phone on WCCO, which is the CBS one here locally. And he was the news director at that time. And we read the same script, and he says, "No, I haven't heard of it, but I might be interested. What proof do you have for this?" And we said, "Well, the health department is doing a study. We don't really have anything else. We do know the schools is where we see the issue." And he said, "Well, could you get the numbers from the school, Minneapolis Public School?" And we were like, "Huh, interesting. We're not sure, but we can try." So he helped us how to get data. We contacted, and we're just winging it, right? We don't know who's gonna be responsive or who's gonna tell us to take a flying lead. We have no idea. So we contacted the Minneapolis Public Schools. We started with the superintendent, and at this time, I don't think we had any Somali politician. There's so many now. Can you believe that? This is only 15 years ago, and there was not one single Somali politician, I don't think, in 2008, 2009. Hussein Samatar, may he rest in peace, was the first Somali elected person, and he was elected to be Minneapolis Public Schools, and he was instrumental and just an incredible human being. But I don't think he was at the school at that time. And so we didn't know anybody in the board, and we just went to the superintendent. And by that time, they had a new superintendent, just a lovely lady, just so welcoming and approachable and inclusive. And her name is Dr. Bernadalia Johnson. And we called her office, and they said, "We haven't heard of this. Are you guys saying autism might be high in the kids in Minneapolis Public Schools?" And we were like, "We think so, but we're looking for data. Could we make an appointment with the superintendent?" And they said, yeah, to our pleasant surprise. So we make an appointment with Dr. Benadalia Johnson, who is the superintendent of the Minneapolis Public Schools. And so the three of us, the three musketeers, go. Hodan Stahil and I. Saeed Garat goes with us. I'll try to post that picture somewhere. And he's still there. He's a principal at the district, and now he's Dr. Saeed Garat. Isn't that awesome? And so Saeed goes with us. My son's uncle Abdisalan goes with us because we were friends at that time. And then I think the school, they called Ann Fox, who was the director of special education. They called Ann Harrington, obviously our friend, a lovely sister. She's just a sister to us, autism sister. And so she was the coordinator of autism programs at Minneapolis Public Schools. They called her. And then they called Dana Usher. And I believe Dana also worked in the autism program. So we got there, and all of us women, I swear, we didn't. It's not like we talked to each other. All of us women are wearing some shade of the color green. And Dr. Benadalia Johnson, she's so friendly. She's so welcoming. She's like, "Oh, look, we're all matching." I'm like, "Yeah." So we take pictures, and she says, "What do you guys need?" And we tell her our story, our pain, our frustration with autism. And she says, "Yeah, we can get you the numbers." And we said, she's like, "What numbers do you want?" And we said, "We are thinking if you can give us the number of students in Minneapolis Public Schools who are of Somali descent, and how many or what percentage of those are in the autism classes." And she said, "Yep, we can do that." So within a few weeks later, a man by the name of Charles sent us an email, which we still have. And he says, the email says, the Minneapolis Public Schools, Somali descent students are 6% at that time in Minneapolis Public Schools. And they are 25% in the autism classes or autism programs. Let me repeat that so you can process it. We made up 6% in the Minneapolis Public Schools, Somali kids, so, kids may be born here. Most likely, many of them were born here to Somali parents. So Somali descent students were 6% in Minneapolis public schools, but they were 25% in the autism program, identified educationally, at least, with autism in the Minneapolis public schools. And so we thought, oh my God, what the heck is happening? And remember, we saw this in, my son was going to preschool at that time. He was around 3 or 4, and we could see there's so many of us in these classrooms, but we didn't have the numbers. We didn't know why. We still don't know why. We still do not know why autism is high in us. We know it's high disproportionately. We don't know why. Keep that in mind. And now we have an influx of elected officials who reflect us, but they refuse. Okay, I'm not going to even talk about that right now. That's another day when I'm ready to be pissed off and I've had coffee. I'm just drinking orange juice now. It's not enough to make me mad. So we took those numbers that day and we went back to Mike Kabura at WCCO Channel 4 CBS local, and we said, hey, here you go, we got the numbers. And he said, oh my goodness, okay, I'll do the story. So he asks Amelia Stinello, who's still a reporter over there, and I swear to God, I don't know what Amelia does, but she looks the same as she did 15, almost 20 years ago now. And meanwhile, the rest of us have aged like an avocado. What the heck? Anyway, side story. Don't get me sidetracked here. So they sent a woman producer by the name of Maria, and she says, okay, where can we meet you guys? And by now we have, I don't know, maybe like 10 Somali autism parents who come out. We're not in hiding anymore. a little bit we're coming out. And so we told her, Farah, who was an autism mom, she had her son, I think, is around the same age as mine. He's in his 20s now, I believe. So Sharmake is his name. And so Farah said, they can come to my house because they lived in Minneapolis. The rest of us, Holden lived in Minneapolis, but Sal and I lived in the suburbs. And so we say, okay, we're gonna come at this time. They give us a time. We go, Holden, Sal and I go to Farah's house, and we see the Channel 4 fan, and we freak the crap out. We're like, oh my God, I don't think we're ready. We're not ready. Can we say out loud our kids have autism? And publicly, and now if it's on TV, everybody's gonna know we have autistic kids. We got so scared, we couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it. We didn't go inside Farah's house. Can you believe that? Excuse me. We were so, we just were so afraid. It's a hard thing to process, man. It's autism, man. It's when they tell you, I sort of want to cry. It's hard, it's tough. It's tough for your child, for them to, for the doctor to say your child has autism. It's lifelong. It's a tough thing to process. So as you can see, I'm still emotional. I don't think you ever accept it. I don't know if I ever accepted it. I'm still looking for a cure, I'm still, but alhamdulillah, I know I'm like, we're Muslim and we accept whatever God gives us. I know that we have faith. I know that still we're human. So anyway, it was hard to say it out loud that our children have autism. And so we didn't go inside Farah's house. We chickened out. So I think I'm gonna end it there and pull myself together and start the next video. And I really hope they find a cause and a cure for autism. I really do. It's a dream stealer. I'll tell you that much. It's a dream stealer. You know what? When I was pregnant with my kid, I wanted I wanted him to be the next Andre Agassi. Do you guys know Andre Agassi? He was this fantastic, and I'm not a tennis player or anything, but I just fell in love with tennis, watching tennis, and I wanted my kid to be, I wanted him to be a tennis player. You know, yum, 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 ooh la la. Yeah. All right, let me end it there. I'll be back hopefully soon to finish this emotional journey that we're still on. And I want to get to why we don't have a cause. I want to get to why there is no cure. I want to get to why so many of our kids, including mine, are nonverbal. Like, clearly we're an oral society. Like, we know how to talk, right? Somalis are good at talking. We're talkers. But why is autism making so many of our kids silent? Why is it muting them? Why are they nonverbal? I wish I could give my kid my voice. I wish I could give him my words. Like, I could see my son. He wants to talk. Like, he'll sometimes, you know, he'll move your lips, and he's like, I know what I want in here, and it's so bleeding, heartbreaking. He'll move your lips and your mouth, and because he is trying to talk, but the words just don't come out yet. And I always have hope. We're always doing speech. We're doing spelling. We're doing all kinds of things. It's just, oh man. Okay, I'll end it there. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.